The pillow, we're good. We're going live. I'm going to have to remember to look there. And we're live. Robbie, look there.
Sorry, I'm staring at the computer.
We have a huge ring light right in front of us. So if you see us like squinting, it's because we have the ring light. Robbie so graciously set up the studio today while I was putting the baby to bed. So also Robbie may have to scoot in a little while because for some reason the baby usually does really well going down, and we are now on time 2 of her waking up like, what? So he may have to go comfort her. But anyway, so thank you guys so much for joining this live. I don't know where to see. First of all, I can't see very well because I'm blinded by the ring light, but I don't know where to look. I haven't done this in so long to see how many people. Oh, 9. 12. We have 12 people on. So this is a live Q&A, guys, but I also have a list of questions. What are you doing?
Let's say hi to everybody.
Oh, Robbie's going to say hi to everybody. I also have a list of questions that I asked on my Instagram as well as my Facebook. So if you're not following me, my Instagram is the easiest way to follow me. And it's just Mallory Kate, all lowercase, all together. Mallory Kate. And so I have a couple questions from there just to get us started. But Robbie's going to have to look. Number 1, I can't see. Number 2, that's going to be Robbie's job. So what are people saying?
Just hello.
Hello, everybody. Okay, so let's get started. A lot of this has to do with Optavia, but like I've announced, if you have a question that doesn't have to do with Optavia, go for it. This is a live Q&A for Robbie and I. Okay, so let's start with...
Jade says hi.
Hi, Jade. Okay, somebody asked me, how do I stay on track? I'm guessing, obviously, you're talking about Optavia. I am on the 5-in-1. And I've been on the 5-in-1 since May. I think Avery was like exactly a month old. Speaking of Avery. And so I've been on the 5-in-1 for about 4 months now because Avery just turned 5 months. And I stay on track because I have whys that scare me. I know that may sound kind of weird, but if your why is, I want to look good in a bikini, well, summer is very, very quickly ending. And so you got to have something that's going to push you in the winter months. So things like, I will be very honest with you, my why is I want to be the best mom that I can be. And that means having the energy to run around and play on the playground someday and to want to do things that take a lot of energy, I guess. I just want to be the best mom that I can be. I want my self-confidence to go back up because let's be honest, y'all, I put a lot of our life on YouTube. So there's videos of me at my heaviest, videos of me at my thinnest, my most healthy, and then there's videos of me when I was pregnant. So I want to go back down to where I felt the most confident. So the way that I stay on track is I definitely have whys that scare me. I keep them everywhere. I have it in my bathroom, on the mirror. Actually, I think it fell, so it's sitting down like on the corner, and I should probably put that back up. I make videos. I stay in touch with my health coach friends. I make sure that I really dig into the community part of it. So that's the biggest thing for me.
I have a question. What part of the U.S. are you from?
We're from the South. We're from Texas. We actually live in Central Texas, right in between 2 big cities in Texas. As much as I hate the hot weather, I don't know if I could ever move away from Texas.
No,
I don't know if I could.
Not.
I don't know if you know this, but people who are from Texas, we're pretty proud to be from Texas most of the time. We have a really good friend who moved from Florida. He's been all over, and I think he loves Texas.
Yeah, I don't think he definitely wouldn't go back to Florida.
It's like sure. It's like one of those bumper stickers that said, like, I'm not from Texas, but I got here as fast as I could. Yeah. So we love being from Texas. I do wish that we got like snow and things like that, but we actually got, do you want to talk about yesterday while I read this next question and focus my eyes?
That thing's bright. We actually had a cold snap here in Texas and we didn't get above 67 degrees yesterday, which if you don't know Texas, we went from like 101 degree days and then just dropped after like a weekend of rain. So nice.
I was talking about it on my Instagram that we all 3 got up and went on the balcony on the 2nd floor to like show little Miss what cool weather actually is. Although when she was born, it was cool like for the week after she was born, I think. We had to take her to her first doctor's appointment, like bundled up. I remember that.
Yeah.
So, do you?
Yeah. Medlin says, I'm obsessed with the coffee fuelings in the morning and the cheesecake with PV2 at night because of you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you like it. The coffee thing is something that I made up a long time ago, and probably I was not the first person to come up with it. I just experimented with it enough. The cheesecake thing, a friend of mine showed me, and I just kind of did it to my liking. So add in the PB2. Another really cool thing is, I probably shouldn't even say this because I was planning on putting this in a fueling hack video later on. Is
still do it in fueling hack.
Yeah. You can make the dark chocolate covered cherry shake into a really amazing cheesecake. So I'll take one from this one. Somebody asked, how much have you lost? Should I say names? I don't know. Abby Michelle 18 from Instagram asked, how much weight have you lost since baby was born? I'm officially at 62 pounds lost since Avery was born. Let me be real honest with you guys. I went up higher in my pregnancy than when I first started Optavia the first time, which 2 days ago was actually my health anniversary, and I completely forgot about it. 3 years healthy. I actually gained a lot of weight when I was pregnant with Avery. As much as I tried not to, I'm not gonna lie and say that I was like, I only ate salads and I only ate veggies and fruits. There were definitely some days where I had Gardettos and M&Ms because it just sounded so amazing to me. And my first trimester, I ate lots of carbs. That's what my body was craving because I could keep them down. And I gained a lot of weight. So I've lost 62 pounds of that. I'm still, if I want to get down to my ultimate goal, I'm still probably about 40 pounds from that, honestly. But we'll see how it goes. Your body is different when you have a baby. So I may get down there, I may not. Either way, I'm going to kind of check in to see how I feel as far as like energy wise, how do my clothes fit, things like that. So yeah, 62 pounds, pretty good. If I may say so myself.
TRJM asks, how do you make the cheesecake? Do you have a cheesecake video already for one of the other fuelings?
Yeah, I do. It'd be really hard to explain. I actually, Robbie, if there's any way you can, I don't know if you can like find it. It was in the week of what I eat in a days. One of those I made cheesecake. I can't remember which one.
Is it in the fueling hacks?
Maybe. I would say your easiest thing is to find it in the what I eat in a days. While he looks for that. Let's see.
Oh, find that.
Mrs. Vine 79 says, does Robbie do Optavia with you? And if he doesn't, does that make sticking to plan harder? I get this question so much. Do you want me to answer or do you want to answer this?
Well, sorry, what was the question again?
Do you do plan with me? And then for me, does it make it harder if you don't?
I'm not on plan. I did it before our wedding for like a little bit and lost some weight then. But I'm not currently on plan. I have thought about it, but I haven't officially made the jump yet. But I do kind of think I'm kind of already on program because whenever she's making meals in the making, not meals in the making, well, those two. Whenever she's doing her lean and greens, those are usually our dinner time. So I eat dinner with her. So that's normally what I have for dinner. So, I mean.
He eats lean and greens. I would say we eat out on Monday nights. And so he could not eat on plan if he wanted to then, but other than that, he eats lean and greens because I make lean and greens and I cook dinner in the household. So that doesn't mean that if he wanted something different that I'd be like, no, you're eating a lean and green. This is his body, his decision. If he decides to go on a health journey, great. I'll be right there with him. But if he doesn't want to, I'm not going to push him into something that he's not into at all. So he eats lean and greens with me. Does it make it harder? I would honestly say not really. Robbie and I have very different taste profiles. He's very much a savory person, and I'm very much a sweet person, with the exception of sweet tea. So he does love sweet tea. I'm a Southerner. I'm from Texas, but I don't like sweet tea. So I would say it's not all that hard, especially because most of the time he's downstairs working. I'm upstairs. I'm not watching what he eats for lunch. I'm not watching what he's eating for breakfast. And oh my gosh, that tastes so good or it looks so good. And dinner time, we eat the same thing. So, Robbie, if you can't find it, I can find it later.
Yeah, I'm having trouble. Medlin says you did make the video.
I did put it in the video?
Or you did a fueling hack video with cheesecake.
Then it probably is. Thank you very much. I would say it's probably the third one then. I'll look it up later on. I'll find it. I promise. Remind me to find it.
Okay.
Okay.
You did a question there, right? It's another question from here. Melissa Hernandez asks,
hey, Melissa!
Favorite baby product for a soon-to-be first-time mama?
I was just thinking about you the other day. Okay, so Robbie, you can answer this too. Let's see. Favorite baby product. What would you say our favorite baby product is? I have a couple.
You go first. I'm
a very anxious person, so we have an Owlet sock that my parents bought us.
That's a good one.
Oh. especially because we moved Avery to her room pretty quickly. And I think like the recommendation is like 6 months. Avery was in her own room at like 2 weeks. Now, granted, I did make Robbie move like our entire room into Avery's room. Then the first night she slept in her crib and it was rough. But so she has a sock and the sock attaches to her foot. Well, not attaches, you Velcro it and it goes to their foot. It has a little sensor or a monitor on there that tells you what their O2 levels are and their heart rate is. So I love that.
Sorry to interrupt. One thing I will say is don't go with their camera system. You can buy it for a bundle.
If you have terrible Wi-Fi like we do.
My recommendation would be, okay, so this is my recommendation, is to get don't get a baby monitor camera system that connects to your Wi-Fi. They make them still that are radio signals, which is like what we've got here.
Hello Baby on Amazon.
Hello Baby.
Prime.
It works great. It's radio connection. So if our Wi-Fi is down, we don't have any issues. If our Wi-Fi is running slow, there's no issues there. It's always running, which is really great. Because I remember one night, we had it running on an old phone of mine, and then the phone crapped out all of a sudden. It was next to our bed, and
no, the Wi-Fi.
Was it the Wi-Fi?
It was the Wi-Fi. That's why we got that one that same day.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So it basically crapped out on us, and we didn't hear her crying. I mean, she'd only been crying for a little bit.
I have no idea.
But we felt really bad about that.
I woke up to her screaming. It was terrible. I felt like the worst mom. So yeah, a good baby monitor and lots and lots and lots of burp cloths.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Truckload of those.
Yeah. Like you think you have enough, get 10 more because you are always looking for a burp cloth when you need one. Like you have thousands of them in the house and it turns out you never have one when you need one. So anyway, okay. Stacy is funny says, as a newish follower, I'm interested if you were together before your journey began. Oh, I don't think I've ever told the story of our entire story. Yes and no. We lived together. We had previously been together. We were broken up. We lived together still. So I started my journey.
The question is yes.
No, we weren't.
Yeah, we were.
No, October 27th. Yeah. October 27th. I started my journey on September 9th of 2017. We got back together and have been together ever since October 27th of 2017. Anything else?
I've got another question if you want.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sally Herrick says, what do you do when you're stuck for weeks at a range of weights that's varying by ounces?
Okay. So there's a couple different things. The first thing I would ask you if you were my client was, how close are you to your goal? The second thing I would ask you is, have you started any kind of extra working out or exercise? If so, it possibly means you need more protein. If you're really close to your goal, sometimes you need more protein. So I would reach out to your coach, number one, so they can do what's called a systems check to make sure that you are not losing protein somewhere when you should be gaining. Or getting more protein, just basically to make sure you have enough protein in your daily lifestyle. Because if we don't give ourselves enough protein to lose, we will only maintain. If that is still not the case, if you haven't started working out extra or any more than you already are, if you are not anywhere between 10, 15 pounds from your goal, I would try doing what's called Fat Burn Blitz. I have a video on it. I need to do an updated video on it though, where you basically, for a week or two, if you can do it for 2, it's even better. You eat the leanest of proteins, you eat the lowest carb veggies, you knock out all condiments, keep your healthy fats, and drink at least 80 ounces of water a day. I think I say in there to knock out all bars, do all powdered fuelings, just to kickstart your system again. It's very, very, very helpful, very, very, very effective. But I would say first check to make sure that you don't have any kind of big changes that have happened. You can even ask your coach if you can do a systems check with nutrition support, where you can do a 3-way call with somebody from the company who will walk you through a systems check to let you know, yes, you need more protein, or here are some options to help you out. They're extremely helpful. I call them at least 3 or 4 times a month with clients just to make sure that we're always on the right track. I'm going to go from the phone real fast. Maybe not. I think maybe that was it. Oh no. Do you do any exercise on 5-in-1? If so, what? I do not. And I do not recommend that my clients do anything more than 30 minutes of leisurely. That does not mean like power walking like you're a mall walker, like leisurely walking around the block with the dog. Well, not our dogs. They'll drag you. Leisurely walking, leisurely bike riding. Anything more than that, you need to be on a different plan or have a little more protein. But I personally do not exercise. I have done the 4-2-1 plan closer to our wedding about 1.5 years ago. I did it just because I was trying to tone up a little bit for my wedding dress. And so I was working out and therefore doing a 4-2-1 plan, which is for those that are more active throughout the day. Anything?
Medlin says, drink that water, girl. I see you.
Yeah, this is actually my 5th one of these today. I have been so thirsty. I think it's maybe because of the weather change. This is my biggest recommendation to those who are having a hard time with water is drink with a straw and drink out of a huge cup. Somebody told me, and I finally figured out why it's best to drink out of a straw. It creates a vacuum, and so you're not gulping in extra air, so you're able to get it down faster. So...
Harold McClure says he couldn't live, Harold McClure says he couldn't live without his bars. Yeah, which ones do you love? I know a lot of people love the crispy ones. The crispy ones are so awesome. They do contain sugar alcohol, so that's why they're higher on the glycemic index. Nothing wrong with that. They're still going to push you towards your goals. However, they are higher on the glycemic index than like a shake or a brownie. Oh, speaking of brownie, I get to have my brownie later on. I always get so excited. But yeah, I understand. I only have 2 bars in the house right now, and I completely ran out of bars last month, and I really didn't know if I was going to make it through the month. I did, but it was hard. I had to make videos to keep myself accountable. Whatever works, y'all. Sally says, thanks. I'm stressed out. I've been working out too much.
That could be it. That could definitely be it. Take a breather, relax, especially if you're on 5-1. Take a day to yourself to just kind of like reset. That could be a really big reason. And there, like I said earlier, if we're giving ourselves enough protein to sustain, we're not going to go anywhere. However, if you add in motion, you've got to add in protein to continue to help your body lose. That's a really hard way to explain it. But nutrition support explains it super, super well. That's one of the biggest questions I ask them. Somebody asked, what are your favorite lean ingredients? Oh, I should probably say that. Nora Florence 12, what are your favorite lean ingredients to prep, freeze, crock pot from a tired mama of 2 under 3? Oh my gosh, Nora, watch my latest, I don't know how many videos of meals in the making where I have Avery, because
they've all been crock pot meals.
They've all been crock pot, instant pot, extremely simple meals. So
they've been good too.
His favorite meal that I make ever was roast. And then it changed.
It's still up there.
It's still up there. But he loves
chicken adobo. It
goes in the crock pot. And Robbie, oh my gosh, I swear Robbie freezes everything. I never froze things ever. And he freezes everything. Have you ever frozen chicken adobo?
Not yet, because I eat it too quickly.
But you probably could, right?
Oh yeah, you could. It's rice and chicken.
Cauliflower rice.
Yeah, as I said, rice and chicken with a little bit of that juice on it. Yeah, that would freeze fine. So
that would be a good one. Any of the casseroles, like we had cheeseburger pie the other day, that would have been fine. It was so good. We have Mexican casserole all the time. That's one of my favorites. It's not one of his favorites, but it's one of my favorites. Jalapeno popper chicken would be fine.
That's a good one. I have a hack for your casserole, but it's not on program.
What is your? Oh, he adds beans to it. He adds refried beans to it.
So good.
Yeah. So those are my favorite. There is a chili recipe that floats around a lot, and it is so good.
Should have done that yesterday.
We should have. We'll do it next week if it's still chili-ish. It is so good, and it's so easy to freeze too, and it makes a ton. So I hope that's helpful. Any other questions from here?
Nope, just some people saying, Harold says he likes the lemon and mint bars.
Oh.
Madeline likes the silky peanut butter.
That is my favorite. Madeline, have you ever put it in the refrigerator? It's really good. You like the mint bars, right? When you were on program, did you have the mint bars?
Yeah, mint bars are good.
He loves chocolate
Also,
mint.
the mocha shakes, those are good.
Oh, that really surprises me. He has become a coffee drinker, which... When did you start drinking coffee? When the baby was born?
I mean, back before all this craziness started, used to go to work when I was actually like driving to work. Strange concept. Me and couple buddies from work, dang, it was like a year ago now. We used to go almost every morning. I mean, it's bad for the bank account. We used to go almost every morning to Dunkin' Donuts.
There's a Dunkin' Donuts on campus. Robbie works for a university.
And at the time, they had their Girl Scout Thin Mint flavoring. So you could get any coffee you want with Thin Mint in it. And my favorite coffee was just a plain iced coffee with a crap load of sugar, a crap load of creamer, and Thin Mint. It was so good. Definitely not healthy, but very good.
Not the not healthy part. I'm just not a mint person.
Thin Mint. I was so sad when I went a couple of weeks ago, and they're like, "Yeah, sorry, we don't have the Thin Mint anymore." I'm like,
I wonder if they'll bring it back or if it's discontinued forever.
I'm going to be very sad if it's discontinued.
You should
forever.
Just make your own. Oh, you have that Milano one in there.
It's good. It's not quite the same though.
Okay.
It's not quite the same.
I think this is the last one that I have from Instagram and stuff is, are you still singing with your worship team at church? No, we actually switched churches quite a while back, actually. We started going to the Methodist church, and then we moved to New Braunfels, and now we go to the New Braunfels Methodist church. And they have a worship team, but the truth is we teach Sunday school at the same time as that contemporary service. So we don't get to go to that service as much, although I would love to do something like that because that's truly how I get into worship and praise. That's my favorite way, and that's my favorite kind of music. But I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that a lot. So any other questions?
Oh, yeah, we got a bunch.
Oh, good. I love doing this, you guys. It's been so long.
Brittany, I don't know if your question is directed at me or Mallory, but I think we'll probably both answer just because that'll work. She says, do you like working from home? I just recently started working from home, and I'm wondering if I will like it. I am a people person, and you seem like you are too, so wondering your thoughts and experience. So people
it's probably
person,
to you.
People person is to you.
You answer first because I've been working from home for a year and a half now. And my job is people. So
I do enjoy working from home a lot. It allows me the time to be with my family and all that. I also find that I'm a little bit more efficient. I'm not having to drive to work and all that. So it cuts down on commute time, cuts down on gas usage. Well, in my case, diesel usage. That's a different argument. But
don't get him started.
But it allows, I get a little bit more sleep that way. I'm not having to get up quite as early. But in general, it's just like I'm free from distractions at work that you often run into, people, stop by your desk and want to chat and all that. So,
I would think it'd be worse at home.
I mean, sometimes you do miss being at work, but for the most part, I enjoy the freedom of being at home and not having to worry about, for lack of a better term, putting pants on.
He does put pants on. He doesn't wear jeans. He wears
on.
I've never seen Robbie wear more basketball shorts than he has in the past 6 months. He's been home for 6 months.
Almost.
And he's going to be home until November. And then
Hopefully.
They're going to reassess. What do you mean, hopefully?
You know how my work is. Sometimes they may ask us to come in.
Oh, okay. It's very helpful. If we have a blowout or something, he'd be like, Robbie! And if he's not on a call, he can come help me really quickly and then go back to work. So, and I do like it because he's been able to be home for the first, so far, 5 months of Abe's life. And where he wouldn't have been, he would have still, of course, been as helpful and, as loving as he is now, but he just wouldn't be physically here as much. So.
Yeah, it's been good. I told my boss's boss, she was chatting and said, hey, sorry we couldn't have a baby shower because it kind of lined up right when all this craziness started. And I said, hey, I got an even better gift. I got the ability to spend months at home with my family, which, of course it would have been great to have a party, but that alone has been more of a gift. Because I've really gotten to see her grow up and stuff and be there to help. And I don't spend as much money.
Yeah, I mean, the diesel.
Well, that
and
too.
The diesel.
Yeah, but I'm not spending money eating out or getting snacks from the vending machine or getting coffee in the morning.
He just makes coffee here.
Yeah, exactly.
He has his own little barista stand.
Well, it started out as yours. I've just sort of appropriated.
I jump back and forth. So, okay.
Now it's your turn to answer that question.
I love working from home. I've always loved working from home. I came from a very toxic work environment before. I won't go into too many details, but I love having my own schedule. I love making my own hours. I love being able to do some work and then hang out on the floor with Ave for a while. I love working from home. And the good news is that I'm a people person, but my job is people. So I talk to people all day long, whether it's Zoom, on the phone. I don't feel deprived at all. I honestly feel like I have the best gig. Like, I really feel like I have the best gig. I have friends and I'm like, oh, please, I just want you to do this with me. You're going to love it so much. So anyway. Okay, let's see.
Harold says taco bowls are the bomb.
Yes, I forgot about taco bowls.
Medlin said regarding the bars, microwaved them, haven't tried them in the fridge.
They're really good. They taste, I don't know, it gives them a chewier factor or something. It's really good.
Sally, I don't know why I don't like cheese, but I don't like the taste and texture.
I'm surprised somebody remembered you don't like cheese. That's a true fan.
I don't like the taste of most cheeses, and I don't like the texture of cheese. I've gotten a lot better about it.
He really has.
It's one of those, if you put enough other stuff with it where I can't really taste the cheese.
Or you don't tell them it's
there. As long as I can't really taste it, or I don't don't get the texture of it, I'm usually okay with it. For the most part, I don't know that I'll ever be okay with the taste of cheese, to be honest.
He doesn't like cheddar cheese.
But
I don't get it at all.
I don't know what happened there. I don't know. My parents said when I was really young, I loved cheese, and then I came home from daycare one day and hated cheese. So who knows what happened? I don't remember. So who knows?
That's weird.
Anna, I apologize. I've just recently tried your coffee hack with the shakes, and I'm in love with it.
Oh, I'm so glad. Which one? Because now I do it a different way. If I have the condiments for it or the healthy fat.
Okay, Brittany said the question's for both of us.
Thank you.
We both answered it. Medlin asks, as a coach, how much time do you invest in your Optavia business daily?
It changes every single day. I have something called Calendly where I can set up okay, here's my schedule for the week, and my clients can go in and schedule their check-in calls. So those are Monday through Wednesday, and I have about 3-hour blocks that they can call, but they're never filled. So I do about an hour block worth of work in the morning, every single morning from 8:30 to 9:30. That's a rock in my schedule. And then on Thursdays and Fridays, I work with the coaches on my team and their clients. So I would say today was kind of a busier day, busier than a normal Friday was. So I would say I was probably working with the hour that I do in the morning, probably for a total of maybe, I feel really bad saying this. Maybe 2.5 hours. Yeah, I would say 2.5 hours.
I mean, you're also on your phone texting people a lot too.
Well, yeah, but
people.
I just feel no. Wait, why do you think I feel bad?
No,
I feel poorly. I feel bad because I only do 2.5 hours worth of work, and there are some people who want this so bad. I don't know. I think I feel bad because I'm able to do a full-time job in that amount of time and be a stay-at-home mom. And I have friends that want so badly to be able to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't know. I just kind of feel bad because I feel I do a lot of work, and then I look back at the time that I spend. But I feel like the time that I do spend, I spend with clients and talking to people. And so it doesn't really feel like work. So it very well could be more than that. I don't know. I hope that was helpful. But today was a busier Friday than it normally is.
Harold asked, what kind of work is it? I'm guessing since everybody knows that you're an Optavia coach, the question is probably directed to me, would be my guess.
Robbie.
Harold, please correct me if I'm wrong in that assumption.
Robbie, do you want to tell them what you do?
So I work for State University here in Texas.
Robbie is a librarian.
No.
They used to work with librarians though, so that's big. They used to work in the same area. Anyway.
Well,
nothing against librarians. It's just very opposite of what I could see Robbie doing.
Yeah, they've still got us shoved in the basement with a bunch of other librarians. But since I'm working from home,
that sounds terrible.
I mean, it's the basement. It's kind of terrible.
Keep going.
I'm not gonna lie. So I work in IT. I started out as a student worker at the university and then ended up doing device management, which is like managing desktop computers and that sort of stuff. And then our whole entire division went through a reorganization, and I got moved on to the team we actually do two things. We offer to certain departments on campus, we offer like a dedicated level of support. So we offer more hands-on support than what they would normally get, but that's a kind of a contract deal. The bulk of my job, like 95% of my job, is managing the cloud products known in the industry as software as a service. Stuff you pay for on a yearly, monthly basis, and then you basically get access to it through a website. So 95% of my job is managing those, and then I also write integrations so that we automate the access provisioning and deprovisioning of user accounts between that tool and our infrastructure. So that was probably a lot of techno jibber jabber, but yeah, that's what I do. I'm in IT.
That was a long answer, Robbie.
I mean,
it was a great answer.
Oh, thanks.
It was a very good answer, but I still don't understand what it does sometimes.
It's because I do a lot of different things.
I missed a question. Denise asked, I would love to know which fuelings you have made into shakes and which you use for your iced coffee. Okay, so for my iced coffee, I use mocha shake, chocolate shake, vanilla shake, sometimes a silky peanut butter shake. Did I ever say chocolate? I use a brownie for my coffee. I even use a cookie for my coffee, and I use a blueberry bake for my coffee. Weird, but really good. For my shakes, what all have I turned into shakes? Brownies and cookies and blueberry muffins are great. Just add a little bit of cream cheese, ice, and water, and they are perfect. You can even add milk instead of water, and it's really good too. So, sorry, I had to share this to Facebook. I forgot.
Jessica Pickett says, I just ordered Mocha Blast because of your coffee hack. I love it.
It's so good, right? It's seriously, I forget how good it is because I've been leaning more towards like creamy chocolate or just putting a brownie in my shake. But last month when I ran out of my chocolate shakes and I ran out of a brownie, or in my coffee, not my shake, I had to do a mocha again. And I was like, man, I really forgot how good these are. They're so good. So anyway, I think they're really good too.
Cool. Let's see. Sally says, do you recommend other Optavia video YouTube people? Yeah.
I watch a few people, but also I'm trying to think. Okay, I use YouTube for a lot of other things. Like I watch a lot of daily vloggers and family vloggers. And so I'm trying to think. I sometimes will watch, is it Irene's health journey, Renee's health journey? I can't remember. Let me look at it really fast. I watch her sometimes, but there's not a lot of people that are on YouTube that are like doing Optavia, so that I've seen. I may just not be looking in the right place. Let's see. Renee's health journey. I watch her sometimes. She has really short videos. She does a lot of like what I eat in a days. So.
Okay. Nicola McIntosh says, how do you stay with Optavia every day, all day?
I think I've just gotten kind of used to it. Is she awake?
No.
Okay. The first 2 weeks are a little difficult. I'll be really honest with you. It was a lot harder this time around than the first time around. I think the first time around, I was just so excited to see what was next. I was hitting goal weights that I had never seen since I was in, middle school, high school. So it was like this constant motivation. And now that I've been down there, you would think like, oh, she wants to get back there as fast as she can. It's a lot harder. And I don't know if it's harder because I feel like I'm a little more stressed out because I have not only myself to feed, but also a little one to feed and then Lean and Greens to take care of. But honestly, I don't really give myself a choice. I try and not keep stuff in the house that I typically crave. Like we have granola bars and stuff in the house, but why would I have a granola bar when I can just go downstairs and have a Campfire S'mores bar? We keep like chips and stuff in the house, but why would I have chips if I could have cinnamon sugar sticks? So it honestly takes a lot of discipline But the way you gain the discipline is reading those books, which took me a long time to come around to because I'm not like a self-help person at all, but I really, really, really enjoy it because I'm learning so much about the science behind it. So.
Nicola says, I love your lean and green meal hacks. I do not like veggies, so very hard for me.
Yeah, veggies, we used to stick to green beans and like practically only green beans. And then we discovered cauliflower and how you can turn it into so many different things. We use cauliflower rice at least once or twice a week in this house. I love cauliflower rice, and he then can just put it over regular rice if he wants to. But I love cauliflower rice. Spaghetti squash is also a game changer. It does not get enough credit.
No.
If cauliflower can be praised for all these things that it is, then we need to be praising spaghetti squash too. Because you can do all kinds of stuff with spaghetti squash. You can make spaghetti out of it, obviously. You can make pizza crust out of it. You can make taco shells out of it, all these kinds of things. So.
And sometimes I just like plain old steamed cauliflower. Hey, what can I say?
You're a man of many tastes, except for cheese.
Yeah, no. Cheese is a no-go.
I love how both of the dogs have decided they're going to be down here for this.
Well, that's why Shiner can bark at the door in the middle of the live stream. A.M. and friend says hello and saying, I'm having trouble getting back on track.
That's very common. You're not the only person. Everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, but most people will have a time when they fall off or something happens and all of a sudden it's like, where did my health go kind of thing. So one thing that I said earlier is make sure you have a really big why. Make sure you're plugging into your community. Odds are your coach and your organization is going to have some kind of Facebook group. Now, unfortunately, I have people ask me all the time, hey, can you add me to your Facebook group? Can you add me to your Facebook group? What I did not realize was that we have to kind of keep that to our organization. So if you've asked me to join our Facebook group, I'm so sorry. Ask your coach because although you have a Facebook group that's got a lot of support and tips. So be in your community, read your books. Oh my gosh, like I cannot talk about them enough, which sounds really crazy. I'm sure people who know me in real life because I'm not that kind of person. I don't like self-help. I don't read things like that, but I really like these books. And the journey that you're going on is like nobody others. So don't compare yourself either. When somebody asks you where you're at, somebody taught me this in golf one time. I used to play golf in high school. They'd say, where are you right now? I'm nowhere. And you break nowhere down, and nowhere is now here. I'm now here. I am at this weight, or I'm at this point in my life, and I'm getting to this one. Take it one feeling at a time, one day at a time, and it's going to work out. You just have to kind of trust yourself, trust the process. And if that means that you cut all crap out of your house, even if you have people that live in your house with you, just to get yourself into that good fat burn where you're no longer really having those cravings, do it. Because it's so worth it. Your health is not worth being so unhappy, I guess you could say. Your health is worth diamonds. Is that what they say? Your health is worth diamonds. Diamonds and gold, diamonds and jewels.
Sweet tea.
It's priceless. What? Your health is priceless. Think about all the things that you can do when you're at your healthiest. And all the things that hinder you when you're not. That's a big one for me.
Sarah Patterson says, I'm starting tomorrow. What are the things I should buy to help with hacks?
Cream cheese, Robbie's favorite. Coffee, if you like coffee. Egg beaters. You can turn anything into a waffle. Anything. The Dash waffle maker, super cheap on Amazon. I think I actually got mine from Walmart.
I don't remember. It just appeared in the house because you used to have that old.
The big one, and that one was starting to get really rickety. But cream cheese, my number one. I put cream cheese in everything. PB2.
Oh, yeah. You also need fuelings as well.
No, she says hacks. Oh, I guess, yeah, you do need a fueling for a fueling hack. Yeah. Anyway, congratulations.
Let's see. Where are we?
Come here, Shotzi.
So Harold says he doesn't have a stove, but he does have an Instapot, a crock pot, and a Dash.
You're set. You are set. There's so many awesome lean and greens for Instant Pot. I have just started like really using my Instant Pot. Good Lord, if you could see these dogs right now. I have just started using the Instant Pot, and man, it is awesome. Crock Pot, great. Crock Pot's even better because you don't even have to really do anything with it. You just throw everything in there, turn it on, and walk away.
See, Nicola says, how do you cook the spaghetti squash? I know you bake, but temp, how long do I put in water?
Yeah, good idea. So Robbie cuts them in half for me because they're extremely hard to cut in half.
So I'm gonna interrupt real quick. The one thing I've found is very helpful actually is
lots of muscle.
That also, so most spaghetti squash you get are oblong little, and then most of them have like where it was connected to the plant at the top. So I haven't tried opening it from the other side, but normally I take like a serrated knife and cut off that top so that it's more flush on the top of the spaghetti squash, and then I cut it in half. That I found has been very helpful because I used to try and use a meat cleaver and just like bash it open.
It's hilarious. You just hear like boom, boom, boom in the kitchen.
And it would end up like breaking the spaghetti squash.
And it wasn't even.
Which kind of worked, but it wasn't. It was a very me solution to it.
I think Robbie loves when we have spaghetti squash because he gets to like show off his muscles and he gets to scrape it out. So you cut it in half long ways because it's oblong. And then you scrape it out with a spoon. And then you take a little bit of olive oil and like brush it with the little, I haven't gotten there yet. You brush it with the little like silicone brush thing or rub it down with your hands, doesn't matter. And then you add some salt and pepper and then put it on a baking sheet face down. The baking sheet, I use foil, but you can also use parchment paper. Face down, and then you put it in the oven at 425 for 40 minutes. And then let it cool before you scrape it because you'll burn your hands. What you type in?
425, 40 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, my IT man.
Let's see.
I'm going to see this ring for days.
Yeah.
Like this ring of light.
Yeah. Let's see. AM and Friend says they just got the new books.
Mm-hmm.
Sally Herrick asks, how's your beautiful Avery? Give us an update on her progress. Not project. So much hair.
Oh, she's losing it, actually.
Well, that's back here where you can't see it.
No, she's lost it on top, too, and it's also coming back blonde. I don't know where it came from. Actually, my sister was blonde when she was little. She looks a lot like my sister. Who are we kidding? She has a personality like my sister too, but she is great. She turned 5 months old today. Her project that she's working on sitting up by herself. She's doing a pretty good job. She's a little chunky thing. We didn't go to the doctor this month. We go to the doctor next month, but last time we went, she was 15 pounds. She's got to be at least 16 now. She's in size 3 diapers. I can tell you like all kinds of logistics. Size 3 diapers. She's in 6-month clothes, which killed me. And the funny thing is that my mom and sister bought her a whole bunch of clothes last year before she was born for her to fit for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I'm afraid they're going to fit her before then. And she's not going to be able to wear like her Christmas PJs at Christmas time. So anyway, we'll just save them for future children. But she's great. She's beautiful. She's amazing. She's currently sleeping right now, or we let you see her, but it's way past her bedtime. She sleeps through the night, which is amazing. Oh, so amazing. What can we say? She's great. She's fabulous. Do you want to say anything?
She's awesome.
Yeah, we love her so much.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Let's see what else. So AM and Friends recommends a microwave as well as a dash and some other stuff.
Oh, yeah. I use microwave a lot.
Taco bowls are always a good choice, 100%. Madeline recommends if you cut the spaghetti squash in half the other way, the noodles are longer.
Huh. I never thought about that.
Not worth a shot.
Yeah, especially if you're making spaghetti. I use it a lot for Mexican casserole, and it doesn't really matter at that point, but that would be awesome. Who said that?
Madeline.
Thank you, Madeline.
Jessica Pickett says if you poke a ton of holes in the spaghetti squash and microwave for about 5 minutes, it's a lot easier to cut open. But then I won't get to use these.
Oh, Lord. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, we're caught up.
All right, we're at like 45 minutes, y'all. Man, I don't even know what to do with myself on a Friday night anymore. After the baby like started sleeping through the night, we put her down and it's like, so want to watch a movie? Like, what do we do without her? I don't remember life before her at all.
Sarah Patterson says, do you count sparkling water as water or only flat water? I prefer the circular water, but the square water also works.
What? Flat water?
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, good question.
And she ignores me.
Good question. So what I will say is water is water, but they actually count coffee and unsweet tea or green tea towards your water consumption for the day. So in my opinion, I would say that sparkling water or fizzy water would be towards your water for the day, but to be on the safe side, I would still get 64 ounces of flat water. And what are you saying? That's all I was going to say, is I would say if you get your 64 ounces and then you drink like a 16-ounce water bottle of fizzy water, I would still count that and say that you drank 80 ounces of water. Ooh, I do that math really quickly in my head. And that was like nothing. It's been a long day. But I would still try and get 64 ounces of like flat water, no bubbles. So
what about water?
What?
It's silly. Melon says in response to your, what do you do on a Friday? They said this. You do this on Friday nights for all the other people at home on Friday nights.
This is fun. This is so much fun. I think the last time, Robbie and I were talking about this earlier, I think the last time that we did a live Q&A, we were living in the duplex. We do know that.
Yeah. The
last time we did one together was when I hit 1,000 subscribers, which was like almost, I think we're at like 2 years ago. Because last year at this time I was pregnant and I was kind of taking a hiatus from YouTube because I didn't want anybody to know I was pregnant yet until it was like hit the 12-week mark. And then I think it was the fall before that. And then I did one live Q&A that was by myself a couple years ago. And I had made a milkshake. Yeah, with the Arctic Zero ice cream, which is no longer approved. So I always feel bad when someone messages me and says, where do you find that ice cream? And I'm like, oh, it's not approved anymore. I'm so sorry. So are we caught up still?
So everyone's agreeing that water is very helpful. Let's see. AM and Friend says, I love this. Very helpful.
I'm glad.
Robert J. Sarvis, post hole digger, says we are still in a pandemic.
That's his dad.
Yeah, he's got a PhD, but he calls it a post hole digger. He's also got one of those. So being home is cool. Let's see. Nicola, I do not do Optavia right now. I did a little bit before our wedding.
I thought you were commenting what she was saying. No, she asked, are you on Optavia right now?
No, not currently.
He eats lean and greens, though.
Yeah, which is basically the same thing.
Mm-mm. It's not, but he does eat lean and greens every night. I put some healthy food into him every single night. So I want to know where y'all are from. So I want you to put in the chat, number one, where you're from. And if y'all are still feeling any of the pandemic or quarantine, like regulations. Do you have to wear masks in your state? Do you, do states have curfews right now?
Well, I'm sure there's some curfews for the rioting stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. Let's not talk about that. Talking about pandemic. Do you have to wear a mask in your state? Are your schools in session? Are they doing it virtually? My mom is a teacher. I don't even know if my mom's actually on. Fake fan. If she is on, Mom, if you're on, comment, because I just called you a fake fan. They did virtual school for the first 3 weeks and their kids came back this week. So I know she's been not dealing. I think they're excited to have their kids back, but also it's a lot. There's a lot going on. Robbie, I'm blind. What all does that say?
AM and Friend says Seattle, Washington. Yes, we must wear masks.
My cousin's in Seattle.
Their kids are still doing virtual school as well.
Nice. Did you get to choose that, or was it like a mandatory thing?
Harold says Atlanta, Georgia. I'm retired and do not go out much at all. I sell Pampered Chef on Facebook.
Cool. That's awesome. You don't have to do anything. Like, you can be from your house. It's great, right? That's why I loved when the pandemic started. It was like nothing ever changed for me as far as work. So, except convention was canceled. That really stunk because I wanted to go and like see everybody and introduce Avery to all my health coach friends. And anyway, what else we got, Robbie?
Medlin says South Carolina, and yes, some face-to-face, some virtual school, mass, rising numbers, ready for our life back.
Rising numbers as far as rising numbers of cases, or?
I don't know.
I think we kind of expected, if that's the case, that they were going to start to rise because everyone was going back to school. The school that Robbie works for, I'm pretty surprised that they haven't spiked like crazy.
Yeah, the numbers in comparison to the county have actually been lower.
Which is nuts because I'm going to be super transparent. We both graduated from the school that Robbie works at. I used to work there. It's a party school. It is known as the party school in Texas. We were not partiers at all, but we went to the music program there, and it's a really good music program. It just also happens to be a big-time party school. So I'm surprised that they haven't spiked more.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're known as the party school because they've actually got, and this isn't just me because I work for them, they've got a lot of really good programs. The music program's really good. The education program is one of the top ones in the state.
All the medical programs are great.
Medical programs are great. The School of Business is really good as well. So I mean,
it's a great school.
They just like to have a good time.
Yeah, you know what? Nobody can blame them. Nobody can blame them.
Let's see. Nicola says Lakewood, Colorado. We wear masks. Colorado keeping the numbers below 5%. Robert J. Sarvis says Central Texas standard CDC protocol, still working remotely. AM says mandatory school, I think probably. Nicola says school's virtual, just started in person if you want, divided out in groups. You can rotate days you were in person.
That's cool.
Medlin says the COVID numbers are rising. Before school started, we were late to the game, but caught up quick to the high COVID stats. Jessica Pickett says Oakley, California, still on lockdown, must wear masks everywhere. School is still distance learning. We also have very bad air quality due to all the fires.
Oh, I forgot about that.
L-word raining ash.
He doesn't say the word literally. It's a long story.
Yeah. We had a student worker in our office that abused it. And so it taught me not to use the word.
It's to the point where anytime I hear it, my ears like burn. Because they would tell me like, you said the word. So
sorry to hear y'all are dealing with the wildfires there in California. Hope y'all stay safe and all that. That can't be fun.
That's not something we really deal with as much here. I know California gets hit, what is it, like every single year. So y'all are always in our prayers because, first of all, I don't know what that's like. We've never dealt with that, but I can't imagine that it's not terrifying. So praying for you. Yeah,
I did see earlier today that Governor Abbott deployed some of the Texas firefighting personnel and equipment to assist California with this.
That's good. That's really good. States helping states.
Let's see. Julianne Bell, Sacramento, California, IT professional working for State of California, telecommuting, smoky as can be here. Woohoo! IT professionals unite! Medlin says prayers for all states with major wildfires. Wildfires.
That's a hard word to say.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I also can't speak.
I can't imagine either. Ugh. Man, that is crazy. Well, yes, of course, we're always keeping y'all on our prayers and everything that's going on in the world right now. Especially, I just wish COVID would go away. Go away. Like, I thought when we were pregnant with Ave that, because I remember, I think I was like 35 weeks. And our really good friend who actually helped deliver Avery was over. And I asked her, like, hey, what are the regulations right now at the hospital? Because I wanted so badly to have my mom in the room with us. And she's like, it's only one support person, and that is your husband. So I was like, okay. So I just kept thinking to myself, like, and then there was a scare where they had originally told us in one of our appointments that it was possible that Robbie wouldn't get to be there. It would be just me. What?
I went all like a firecracker on the 4th of July.
Upset, which is kind of funny because Robbie is like really Robbie is like super squeamish when it comes to medical stuff, but I mean it's the birth of his child. So
I want to be there to support you too.
Well, yeah. I was feeling great. So we're fine there. But I took the best nap of my life right before Avery was born.
That's what that anesthesiologist said too. You remember that? She said.
Yeah. The anesthesiologist who actually put in my epidural, she came in and talked to our birthing class, and she was like, listen, I've had 4 kids, because somebody was like being really rude to her. Like, what are the long-term side effects of an epidural? After she had just finished saying there are no long-term side effects. And it was like this person was just waiting to ask a question to try and humiliate her. And she wasn't out there saying like everybody needs to get one. She was just like, there's no long-term side effects. I've had 4 of them. Honestly, best naps I've ever had in my entire life. So anyway, I remember thinking like maybe if we go to like 41 weeks or closer to 42 weeks, which would have been too much. Maybe my mom will get to be in the room with us, or maybe Robbie and my mom can be in the room. Obviously, Robbie was always going to be in the room. We found out the week after that Robbie was going to get to be in the room. But yeah, never thought that it would be going on this long, that we would still be dealing with the pandemic. So.
Mm-hmm. Nicola says, just retired from CU Boulder. I'm guessing that's Colorado University.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Talk about party school.
I've heard that too.
Numbers going up, but we have some dorms set aside for COVID quarantine. I know I saw a recent internal email that they're doing the same kind of thing. Where I work, they're looking at shuffling people around to make sure that they've got enough space and all that sort of stuff.
I know someone who tested positive for COVID, and they put her and her boyfriend up in a hotel room for 2 weeks.
That's one way to do it.
As much as it sucks to have COVID, if you've got to do it one way,
I'd get tired of being in a hotel room.
But what if it was with me?
Well, yes, of course. That'd be great, but still, like...
We could watch movies all day. I think I would get bored of watching movies all day.
Oh, yeah, I would
We could watch, like, some of our favorite TV shows. Like, we could watch Vinny and Polly's Double Shot of Love, Jersey Shore, Teen Mom.
My brain cells are still leaking out of my ears.
We made him watch... Was it Jersey Shore? No, Floribama Shore. We made him watch that with my sister, and I made him watch that with us one time. It was great.
My IQ dumped like 5 points on that one.
Anyway, all right, guys. I think we're about to wind this down. This has been so much fun. We should do this again. How about tomorrow? I'm just kidding.
How about next Friday night?
I feel like we're doing something next week. Maybe not. I don't remember. Anyway, thanks you guys for all of y'all that hopped on and were chatting with us. Y'all are the best. Y'all are seriously awesome. Seriously awesome.
It's been fun.
Oh, I should mention, if you're not already on Optavia, I am offering a $50 scholarship for those who work in schools, as far as like elementary school, middle school, high school, college, university. If you're a teacher, if you're an admin, if you're staff of a school, if you're a school nurse, if you're a regular nurse, I'm offering right now $50 scholarships towards your first month on Optavia. You have to be a new client. You cannot be somebody who already has a coach, but my email will be put down below by Mr. Starvis here. And you can always email me. We can set up a time to talk a little bit about your health goals and your desires and how to get you there, which plan can help you get there, talk about the community and things like that. So
you want me to put your email?
Yes, please.
Nicola says...
I have a question. Are we saying your name correctly? Is it Nicola or Nicola?
Yeah, I apologize.
I'm just wondering. I'm not saying anything against you. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I'm
Nicola or Nicola?
The individual you just mentioned, however, their name is to be said, says, I love this. You guys are so honest and real. Like, we'd be great friends. I watch your videos a lot, especially when I want chocolate or something. Thanks for everything.
Hey, that is so neat. That is really, really cool. That is awesome.
Medlin says, yes, please. I appreciate your channel. It's a great extension to the community for Optavia. I recommend your channel to my clients.
You are awesome. That's so awesome. We should set up another time then, Robbie. We should do these like once a month. What do you think?
That's a great idea.
Cool.
I mean, what else are we doing on Friday night?
I know. Watching the baby monitor. Is she awake yet? Is she awake yet? Is she awake yet? So,
we're watching the dog.
Oh, Lord have mercy. They're both conked out. Good Lord. They just wanted to be a part of the party here. All right, let's see. Wait, which one of us is correct? Oh, no. Most kids back in school. Awesome. Awesome, y'all. Okay, we are at 59 minutes and 51 seconds. We weren't trying to get to any time, but it is pretty cool that we got to about an hour. So we will do this again.
Coca-Cola.
You got it right.
Woo! So fun.
Okay. All right, y'all. We will see you next time. And thank y'all so much for joining us. Talk to you soon. How do I end this thing? Where's the mouse at?
It's right there.
Okay. Bye. Oh, now there's another button to end it.